Okay, Jamie, the first thing I do when I get to an event is I kind of scope out the area where the booth is going to be at. Usually the coordinator or somebody at the venue will let you know if you don't know where to set up. They'll tell you where to go. In this case, I'm at the farmhouse. You remember the farmhouse? We always put it right here. First thing I do is I unravel the booth. Find the fan, because the fan has all the power outlet and the lights. So I find that, and then I go into this toolbox. Put that right there, and grab this cord right here, because it's got extra outlets on it. So I take this, and then you plug it into an outlet. In this case, the outlet's right here. It's very close. There, and then take it, and then you plug these in here, and then the booth will inflate. And once it's inflated, you're gonna set up the tables. I already have the table set up, but usually I would wait until after the booth is inflated, because once it's inflated, then you'll know exactly where to set up the tables. You don't gotta move them again. Okay, once the booth is fully inflated, I usually just check around it, make sure like the proportions are accurate. Like this isn't sticking out, like that's like that. You don't want that, so just kind of kick it in. And I always make sure if it's pushed up against the wall, I make sure I kind of push it up against the wall, make sure the angles are right, looking in it and everything. As you can see, there's the fan cord. Usually what I do, venues like this, if there's like a loose cord like that, I'll grab a mat that we have in the van and stuff, and then I'll take it and I'll kind of just cover all the cords just so nobody trips over them. The last thing you want is for somebody to trip over a cord like this and just unplug the entire booth, and then the booth starts to slowly deflate. You definitely don't want that. So I usually just kind of stick it in there, kind of hide the cord a little bit so people will see that and they're like, okay, won't trip over that. And like I said, it's pushed up against the wall. All the angles are right, so that's the next step I do. The next step after that would be to put the tables up. Usually we put it up in this L formation. In this case, you just line up one table with the wall so that's even, and then you make this one a right angle. So there you go, that's it, your base setup right there. Cube, and then your table, the printer goes right there, laptop, and then book, and then remember how we have all those props. This is the prop table. And as you see, everything's lined up, looks nice and neat. And yeah, I'll show you the next step. The next step would be to go into the prop box and grab the black table skirts. So right here, the prop box is the blue one. I'm gonna go in here, and then I used this one yesterday, so that's why this one's out. But you wouldn't use this one because this is a smaller skirt. You go in here, might dig around a little bit depending on who used it last, where they put it. But there's one right there, and then the other one's down here. So dig around, find these two bags, and then one goes to this one, the other one goes to that one. You can switch them around; they're the same thing. It doesn't matter, like. So then I'm going to put these on next, and then I'm going to start running the cords. Now that the table skirt's on, I can start unloading like the computer, the printer, all that stuff. But I just want to point out real quick, the way you know which way the table skirts go is one, I guess the front has the 3 outlet like holes. That's where you run the cords through. Same thing, it gives you 3, and then that's the front. Another way you know is if you see how, and you know this, but if you see how the front has fully covered, like the legs are fully covered, if you go on the back, it's open. So that's another way to figure out if it's front or back. And if for some reason it gets mixed up and this is on that side, just flip the table around, it's fine. And yes. Okay, so the next thing I do, which the more you start doing this, the more you're going to kind of pick up your own pace and do things your way. This is what I would do. But like these parts, there's really no set order, like putting everything in. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this bag. This is the laptop bag. It comes with the laptop and the laptop charger. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna grab the laptop out, and I put it right in the center. Here, I'll show you. Right in the center of this table. And then this is what this outlet hole is for, running the cords through the laptop. And then also in the front of the bag, it's got the charger. And then usually this is where we keep the money. So this bag is done, I'm gonna put it away. I'm not gonna run this cord yet because I want to get the printer set up first. And the printer. The printer is in this bag right here. All you do is you unzip it. Take it out. It's really heavy, but it's got a handle right here, and it's got a handle in front, so you can kind of maneuver easily. And then I just put it in this corner. It's important to always put the printer next to the booth. You don't want this printer on this side because then the cord won't reach usually, and it's just easier if you put it next to the booth. So I put it next to here, and then, as you can see, I kind of angle it a little bit so that when I'm sitting, it's kind of towards me. But yeah, I usually just put it right here like that. And then, like I said, the memory book is right here, so they can sign. The next thing I usually do once I take this out and put it on there is I go in here, and I'll take out the cords that I'm gonna need. So out of this, you're gonna need the extension cord slash extra sockets. So you're gonna need that, put it over there. Depending on the venue you're at, you might need an extension cord to run, you might need an extension cord. So in this case, I'm gonna need an extension cord. And then, let's see, where's that? Going to need this one right here. This is the printer cord, so it's the power cord, and then it's the it's the USB that connects to the printer to the laptop. That goes there, and like I said, these are what's gonna power everything. And you could probably put this back on. I'm not gonna need that. And then, this is like the pens and stuff, tape, all that tape here. But you're gonna need this too. This is for that white actual camera box. These are the screws that screw in. So we're gonna take those out, and then I guess I can take out the cards for right now. Or you know what, I'll do that later. But yeah, these are where the cards are. They're in these containers, and then you can just put it in there. Another quick thing I want to mention, if for some reason the booth is a different color, this is the remote that changes the color on the booth. So if you go over here and say, for instance, this, usually we keep it white. So say, for instance, it's red, you just find this remote and you just hit white. You got to aim it towards the fan. So the fan's on the other side, aim it towards the fan, and then it turns white. So if for some reason, say it's like green or something, you want it to be white, this is the remote for it. Okay, so now I have a couple options of what I can do next. I can either take the camera and start setting it up, or I can start running some cords around. Usually what I do is I always start with the extension cord and the extra power outlets. So I'll find the nearest outlet, in this case is right there, and then I'll run the extension cord around and then put the power strip right here, so that's closest to everything. So that's usually what I do next, and then I'll set up the camera and then I'll run these cords. So I will show you that next. Okay, so as you can see, I ran the extension cord, plugged it into the power strip, and then the power strip, I leave it right around here. Like I said, it's the closest to where everything is so that the cords aren't pulling on each other. But as you can see, venues like this, I kind of try to tuck the cord away so nobody sees it. I try to be really neat with it. And then the camera boxes itself are gonna stay right here, so you won't see this mess. But yeah, and then I'm gonna start running, I guess I'll start running these cords. I'm gonna start running this one through there, and then this one I'll show you in a little bit, because this one could get a little tricky. But yeah, usually I'll just start running the cords now. Okay, so what I did here was I plugged in the printer cords, and then I plugged in the power cord, but I did not plug anything into the strip yet. I left that open because I'll do that later in a second. But I'll just show you the ports. This is the power cord for the printer. You can see that's what it looks like. That's where it goes. Plug that in. And this one is what connects the printer to the laptop. So that's what that port looks like. It goes on the side like this. I run this thin cord, so the thin cord that connects to the printer. I run this through here, through this little loop, and then I go on, and then I pop up through here, and then it wraps around, and it goes in this port. And as you can see, John put 2 dots where like the ports go. So for instance, this is 2 dots. There's another one that goes right here. That's 1 dot. It connects one of the cords in here. So you'll see he labeled them a little bit, so it's easier to tell which port goes which. And then this is the power cord to the camera that I was telling you about. That stays with the camera. That goes in its own power hole. So yeah, that's the gist of these 2 cords. And there's a couple more cords that come through here that you got to run up, but those are pretty simple. All right, now so I took out everything out of these 2 boxes, and like I said, that cord, the power strip and the extension cord, they run underneath this, so it looks nice. But this is everything that comes out of these boxes. There's the actual head of the camera. This right here is not in the box, but this was the bag that was in there. These are all the screws that screw into the actual box itself. These are the keys that open the box. But that is in here. But these are all the parts that come from the box. So this is the bottom part, the middle part, the top part, that's the base, and then that's what goes on the top part. So this one goes in first. So you can see there's 2 screws coming out, and there's 2 holes in here, so you kind of line it up. It's a little bit difficult to do with one hand. So that's in there, and then I'm gonna grab these 2. Out of this bag, there's I guess 3 different types of screws. There's these ones, the medium-sized ones, and then the 2 big ones. The 2 big ones go to the actual camera box, so we can set those aside. We're gonna grab these 2 right here. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna start screwing them into the base, like that. And like I said, it's a little bit difficult to do with one hand, but I'll get it. Not too difficult. Oh, maybe not. Oh. Speed of the process a little bit. So there we go. That's in. The base is sturdy. It's important to put this hole facing the tables and stuff, because this is what we run the cords out of. We don't want it facing the other way, because we have to run the cords around, and we don't want that. So we put it like that. The next piece is going to be this one. This is the middle piece. It goes on top like that, and then you're going to grab these 2 middle. I mean, I guess these are all the same. These 4 are the same, but you're going to grab 2 of these, and then on the side, you're just going to screw them in. So screw that one in. I'm going to screw the other one in real quick. Now that that's tight, what we're going to do next, yeah, I think I'll put it like that. Maybe that'll be better. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab this top part, and it's important to know that this has a little knob. This is what adjusts the camera. You want that knob on the left side, okay? So you're gonna slide in here, like that. You want this knob on the left side. So that's what it looks like, that knob on the left side. And then you take these 2 final screws and screw them into these ports right here. Okay, now that these are screwed in, they're all tight, it's nice and sturdy. The next thing you wanna do is come over to the actual camera box itself. I'm gonna spin it around just so it's a little easier to see the back. You can take the keys, put it in, and that opens, close that up. This is the important part, okay? These, they screw on to the camera box first. It's a little bit different, but that's what hooks on to the actual Y thing itself. So if you can see, this has a little hook kind of thingy. This part goes on there, so that's why we put these screws on this itself first. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to go over here, same thing on this side. I screw it in a good amount. The more I screw it in here, the less I got to screw when it's over there, so that's why I kind of, maybe like that much, screw it in, just so when you put pressure on it, it doesn't break the screw. I can pick it up from there, it's fine. Same thing over here. I'm just going to start spinning this so that it's maybe about like that much. you know, you can stick your finger in there and it's enough room. Another thing, keep this little rubber thing on the screw and push it towards the actual camera box itself. Because what's going to happen is these little slits that I told you, it's going to fit right in between this screw and this rubber piece. So it's going to fit right there. All right, so I skipped the part of me putting it on just because it was easier with two hands. But you just pick it up by the little handheld things right here. And you put your hands in those and you just lift it up and set it on top. And like I said, make sure that rubber part is in between, I guess, this Y thing and then the actual box itself. Because you don't want the Y, you don't want this part hitting against this and scratching it up. So that's why the rubber thing goes right in between there. And like I said, this part, it's got these little holes on the left side. That's what I used to adjust the camera. So that's why it's on the left side like that. But that's done now. Now I'm going to open this up. Always flip the flash on. And I'm going to run these cords through here, connect them up, and then we're basically going to be done. The only thing I've got left to do is kind of organize everything, put it behind me, make it look neat. But that's about it. So I will show you what to do next. All right, now that I've unraveled all of the cords, it's really only 3 cords. It's the yellow one, it's this thin one. Let me show you the bottom part of it. It's the thin one. This goes to the laptop. It's the thin one, black one, and then yellow one. That's the only 3 that you're gonna pull out of here, okay? And usually what I do before I start threading them through is I kind of take them out and I kind of just, I think I'll put you right there. I kind of just take the cords and I kind of make them straight, kind of flip them around a little bit. Just make them so that when they go down, they're straighter and not like bunched up. Because when they're bunched up like this and you try to like thread it through, you usually get stuck. It's really hard. So what I do is I just kind of mess with them a little bit, get them warmed up. Usually they're cold if they've been sitting in the van for a while and they don't want to like budge. So just kind of stretch it out, give it a little spin, make them a lot straighter. Because when it's straighter, it's way easier to bend through. So I'm gonna do that. And then this one, same thing, how it's just kind of curled a little bit. I don't like that. I want to thread it nice and easy, so I'm going to spin it a little bit and make it nice and straight. Same thing with this one. But that's that. Okay, so now I've threaded them all through. Like I said, there are 3 cords, the yellow, the black, and then the thin one. Let me just show you. There's the hole right there. You thread it through. It goes in through this hole, and it goes all the way down. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start connecting everything to the laptop and the power strip. So I can close this up. Like I said, make sure this is on. I can close this up for now because I'm not going to need it. I'm going to go here, plug the power, the yellow. The yellow is what actually powers the lights and stuff in there. So that goes in the power strip. And these 2 cords, they stay together. They stay together. These ones right here. So you can grab them. These 2 right here, these go to the laptop. So from the bottom, I'm underneath the table. There's a laptop. The hole that I was talking about is gonna be up there. So I'm gonna go underneath. And then we're gonna just kind of feel for the hole. And then once I feel the hole, I'm gonna push the cords out through here. Like this, it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm feeding them through a little bit. And now I can come underneath here. And then they're going to be out right here. And like I said, this one's got a little dot on it and it lines up perfectly with that port. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to feed it through, plug it in. And then the HDMI port, it doesn't have a dot, but there's only one HDMI port on the laptop, so that just goes into its own unique port. So there, now that that's done, I kind of just push the cords down because I don't like when they're kind of up like that. I'd rather have them pushed down and nice and neat. So I push them down a little bit, move the laptop back, make sure everything is nice and neat underneath there, and just like that. And then like I said, these are those cords. I'm going to push those away. This right here is the laptop power cord. I can plug that in. I usually plug it into the closest outlet just because this cord's really small. And then this is the printer power cord, so I can plug that in right there. And there we go. And now that's the base of everything that gets plugged in. And then I'll show you what to do next. All right, now that everything's plugged in, I'm just gonna do a little cleanup work because I made a big mess and we don't want any of this out there when the actual wedding starts. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. The bag with all the nuts goes in here, or the bolts goes in there. I already took out the pens and the tape from the toolbox, so this is all set. I can put this away. Usually what I do is I put it right here underneath. That way it's easily accessible. If I need something, I can quickly open it up, grab it. I put it right there. I organize this a bit just so that it looks neat. And then this right there, I'll just show you what it looks like, what we got so far. That goes right there. This is the extra paper and ink. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it over here for now. I kind of use this box as like a little ledge to put extra stuff, so I'll take the bag that I don't really need anymore. I can put that right here. Put that right there, just so it's out of the way. And usually what I'll do is I'll open this up and then I'll put like my wallet or my keys in there, just so that they're, again, quick access. Nobody's gonna mess with it. This right here, it's gonna go underneath this table, but I gotta take down this cart first and then I'll put it underneath. These boxes over here, this box is where we keep some more props, so I can put that over there for now. This is the main prop box, so I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go over here. And usually what I do for this one is I put it on this side. So there we go. And then when I'm sitting here, I got a little ledge that I can put stuff in. Usually I'll put the like the paper, I'll open up the paper and I'll put it underneath there, just so when I need a new piece, I'll just grab it quickly and keep going. So I put that underneath there like that. Like that. These are some business cards. You can really put those wherever. I've been sticking them right here and just taking a couple out just so people know what they are. And then this is the printer box, printer bag, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna take that. Usually what I do is I put it next to this, like that. If this wall was completely flat, notice how there's a little divot. So what I do is I just kind of push it back. It hides these cords right here nice and easily. So I put it like that, and then I take this, and then I just stick it in here because it's out of the way and I know where it is, and it doesn't take up too much space underneath there. So what I do is just take it and just kind of set it in there and close it up. Now this is the back setup. It's nice and neat. Put that right there, and then I'm gonna put this underneath there, and then that cart's gonna go underneath there. All right, so I broke down the cart. I put it underneath here, and then I also put the photo booth case, the suitcase, on top, and then I put the extra props down there, and then now everything's put away. It's all nice and neat. Another thing that I do that I guess like Gabby and other people don't is I wait to put out the props until after cocktail hour. I don't know why I started doing this. I just started doing it because, I don't know, I think, especially like during cocktail hour, you want things to be like fancy, and you know, you don't want to have props everywhere. You don't want to expose the fun props right away, because then people might get bored of them after. So I usually just wait to put them out until after dinner, kind of when the party starts. Then I'll put them out. I just think it's more appropriate, but that's just me. You can do whatever you want. John doesn't really seem to care. So I have that open, and then let me just do a quick check around. This is nice and neat. This is good. Like I said, these are all plugged in. This looks fine. If it's a little wrinkly, you can kind of like make it nice and, I don't know. Those get wrinkly all the time, so there's really nothing you can do about it. But now I'm like 99% done. Let me just put this down here. It's fine. Just wrap it like that. So now I'm going to turn everything on. The first thing I do when I turn it on is, let me start a new video. Okay, the paper was not empty, but this part was not hooked, or was not latched all the way, so I'm going to fix that right now. The paper's fine. I don't know why. I actually don't know why it don't hook like that. It's a little weird. So I'm just going to hook it right now. Give me a second. The first thing I do when I turn everything on is I go here, and on the side there's an on switch. As you can see, the light turns on. That's how you know it's on. Then I come in here. See, light came on. I'm gonna go here, make sure this is up, and then this is the on switch for the camera. I push it and twist it. You can see it's on. Everything looks good in there. Make sure it closes nice. These lights, when they're green, they mean that the printer is on. You can see everything's ready. Then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna turn on the laptop. Put that right there. Make this nice and neat. We do have a sign that says like no drinks in the photo booth. I didn't put that out yet. I'll put that in a little bit, but that is in this blue box. So here we go. We'll go in here, swipe up if I can get it, and let me type in the pin. I don't know if I should show you the pin. I mean, you know what it is, but for the video sake, I won't. So now that's logged in. I give it a couple seconds to warm up. Then you go over here to PS remote, double tap that, and then it should say connected to camera, connected to power or Canon camera. And then now I just make sure my my ISO, my flash is okay. That's in a good spot right now. Then I'm gonna go to print layout. This is the print, make sure it's the right date. This is the right date, October 21st. And then you're gonna go over here to print test page. And then that's gonna, oh, the paper is empty. Look at that. Huh. So I gotta change the paper out real quick. I don't know why I did that. That's a little weird. Usually that won't happen. You don't gotta worry about that. But while that's, I guess, heating up again, I'm gonna go in here, start photo booth. And then now I'm just gonna adjust it a little bit. So what I do is I come here and adjust it so that everything fits in screen. So I take it and then pull it out and then adjust it. So now it's a little bit lower. Everything's in screen right now. And then usually what I do now is I'll test it. So I'll go in there, take a picture of myself, make sure my face isn't like washed out or it's not too dark. And then yeah, that's basically it. The booth is ready. As you can see, it's ready now. These are just what comes out. I'll put those away. Okay, so I added the message, the sign right here. Grab a proper strike pose. I put that right there. And then here's my test picture. As you can see, it looks great. Don't gotta worry about me being washed out. That's how white I usually am. So, but yeah, it's good camera, not blurry. Date's correct. Yep. So now everything's ready to go. All right, that's done. The booth is all set up. It's ready to go. I'm going to take this in. I usually keep mine. You don't have to. You can throw them out. It's just a way to find out if the camera is set up properly. But everything's done. Everything's all set up. I'm going to leave it here for Derek. Derek is going to come in a little bit and start running it. I'm just going to do one last look around, make sure everything's right. Like I said, that's good. Everything's good. It's nice and inflated. Yeah, that's it. I hope you learned at least 2.5 things from this because I put my heart and soul into this.